Who does not like a new project? And today is new project day. What we're going to be doing in this video is taking a good look around LI 150 Series 2. So grab a coffee. I'll see you after the intro. Three, two, one. Right off the bat, the front mudguard is a bit knackered. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use that. Oi. And it's really, really thin and flimsy on this side. But that's because I think, the thing is, this has been screwed together. It was bought in crates and put together by the owner and a mechanically minded friend of his, and first looks, it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty straight, the bodywork. There's a few nooks and crannies I'm gonna have to sort out, but it looks pretty solid. Now, one thing that's really odd is I'm gonna have to do a bit wobbly cam on. Now, one thing that's a little bit odd, thing is, if you've never seen a lambretta before, no idea how to put these together. People do some, in our eyes, scooterish eyes, strange things. First off, he's lovingly painted in this matte grey, the fork link bulk, so that will make restoration of the fork and taking up these buffer bolts, that's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. One thing I do like, though, is the fact that the holes normally snap in the screws when I take original scooters apart. But because this has been completely apart and put back together again, I'm hoping that the threads and stuff are in pretty decent nick. Headlight looks good. You can see the mudguard here is, I'm not sure what's going on there. I do have actually a spare mudguard that I had on that scooter. That mudguard there is a repro. I haven't seen any repros on the market for a little while, so I might have to sort out my old. I think I'm going to steal some of my own parts, like the mudguard. And another thing that's a glaring problem is, you can see here the bridge piece. I have no idea why they've done this. Probably because they don't have SL UK clips. Thing is, they fit some kind of odd screws here and drilled a hole. I might be able to weld that up, actually. I'm hoping I could do that. If not, I do have a spare bridge piece. This, I have no idea what that is. Is that the ignition? I'm going to have to take off the panels on and have a look. I'm hoping that when he sprayed this matte grey, that he didn't use too much filler, because there's a lot of running marks here, because the panels, they don't look bad, man. They don't look bad for a 60-year-old machine. These stainless steel runners, the owner hates them, and I'm so glad he does, because I do too. I'm not sure what's been going on here. I hope that doesn't mean I have to weld up some holes on the running boards there. They're absolutely awful. Probably some eBay purchase, I imagine. These don't line up. Not sure what make they are. I have bought some new ones in. These are repro. I have bought some new ones from Casa Lambretta. And before I do send this off to blasters and stuff, I'm going to see if I can get those to fit. And if not, I might have to do a tiny little bit of welding and drilling, but that's no big deal. The What's a majig at the back here is probably the original one. It's got a sprint work, it's got a reproduction rear light, but that'll be okay. It's fitting, it's the correct size and bolt diameter for this model. Series 3 mudguard that has been bolted to the number plate holder, very odd. And that looks like, is that what the original exhaust looked like? Looks like a clover end on that exhaust pipe. So that's what it looks like on the outside. Obviously the Series 2 type side case, painted kickstart, but it's got some rubbers and stuff here that can be salvaged and used. We are missing the steering lock. That's fine. I've bought one of those from Scooter Centre, Casa Lambretta. This, it's a bit dodgy. Shouldn't have painted that. Luckily, that's a cheap item. Have a look here. I'm not sure if that's reproduction. It probably is. It's done 8 kilometers. Like I said, this thing has ridden, so he's had it up and down his driveway a couple of times. And something going on here to try and take up the slack. I think it's a bit of wire. That's all hunky-dory. Before I open it, shall we try and start it? Where is the fuel tap? I might have to take the panel off after all. We do not have a... what's that? It's a rubber buffer off the bottom of the seat. Whatever. It looks pretty manky in here from what I can see here. We're missing the air intake. I see the toolbox door is a bit dodgy. It's got the original lock and that on it, which is nice. Nice original paint on the inside. Actually, it's got the original rear light glass as well in there. But how do you turn this thing on? Where is the... Do I have to turn the fuel tap on? I'll bring you over here. How do I get that panel off? What's going on here? I just think it's very, very stiff. And I've had that before, previous restorations where I had to clean out the hole where the panel handles go. Let's take off the side panel and have a look. Ooh, that's pretty, actually that's pretty nice. It looks very untouched inside. I will do a little bit of wobbly cam afterwards. It's still got like a air cleaner transfer on there. Looks like original flywheel. Non-original fuel tap here. So that's the fuel on. He's got no flywheel cowl. Or has he? I've got a bunch of parts here. Let's have a look what this is. Flywheel cowl. Is that reproduced? I think that's reproduced. Unfortunately, he has no head cowl. I wish I had caught that before I ordered parts from Scooter Centre today. He's got exhaust wrap on the exhaust. There's some overspray, so this engine's not been out like for years. That could be interesting to try and get that out. The choke. It's also still got the original petrol flap sticker. I think I'll be able to salvage that. I think maybe I have to hold the choke on while I kick it over. Oh, what's going on here? Ah, bollocks. I actually don't think I can be asked to try and start that. The kickstart jammed itself under the exhaust pipe here. How has he started this? Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at this insides here. No rear mudguard. That's a bit of a pain. The reproduction ones are terrible. I've had a couple of those and they haven't fit, but what's the man going to do? What's the man going to do? I'm going to have to go out and try and hunt for some parts, I think. And here you can see Dush. That's the funny thing, you see. I've seen on lambrettas. We'll probably get a better look at that when we take it out. But I think that is in German. And here in Norway, I think we just sort of got the leftovers from what they were sending out at different places. Because I've seen Italian, I've seen Danish, and I've seen German. Obviously, Norway's a much smaller country than those. But this is the original paint, the grey colour. Let's have a look at the back side of the panel. So the rear of the panel, I like to look on the inside because then you get a clue if there's been used any filler to get rid of the dents. No dents on the inside. So this is looking good, actually. Not looking too bad at all. What I've decided to do is I can see there's quite a bit of rot on these footboards, which is a shame. They seem pretty solid, but we'll see how they are when I get them off, if I can manage to get them off. The most interesting thing, and for the keen observers out there, this has a battery and a battery tray. I do know some UK examples had battery trays, but we didn't get those in Norway. So I wonder, there's no other telltale signs that this could be a TV 175, but this is built from bits. And when I say telltale signs, like the handlebar control is the LI type, I think I'm going to have to have a bit of a rub on the frame number and see what turns up. It's manky as hell in here. I can't actually see the frame number because there is a strap over it. Can I? Oh, right. Well, that was easy to take off. And this hasn't seen the light of day for years. Do we need to do a bit of wobbly cam? Can you see that? Impossible to see the number because it had this like battery tray over it. No, definitely 150 Li with a battery tray. okay. That's a bit odd here in Norway, to be honest. Not seen that before. So my plan of attack with this scooter is I'm going to, because I've still got the Triumph on the bench, I've got some parts for that, so I'm going to be kitting the mudguard and stuff on that on the next video, I reckon. But I also want to do these builds sort of parallel, although that makes going to make the garage a bit more messy. Because I want to make sure that I've got all the bits that I need for this, and I need to find someone who can sandbloss it. I think maybe I need a little bit of help with I hope that's not filler, I hope that's weld. But there's some stuff that needs sorting out on the bodywork, and because I bought that fancy BGM trolley. These bolts. Yeah. Right, a new day, new troubles. Now Saturday, a couple of days I got called in. But anyway, this morning I started on taking off the footboards, taking off both sides. I've cut off the electrics because I'm not going to be using those. I've cut off the cables, and what I decided to do, I think I want to take off the exhaust so that I can drain the oil before I pull the engine properly. The brake cable thingamajig is completely shagged. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get there. I can't get in there with a pair of cutters, so that's a bit odd. The exhaust, I suppose that's one way of doing it. Not sure what's going on there, but I'm going to loosen these bolts here, and on the exhaust manifold, one side was drilled out, and they've used this I think it's an 8mm bolt with loads of washers on it. Other side was a nut, and then both of these I could screw them out with my fingers. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm getting at the moment. I've got a sneaking suspicion this engine hasn't been out the frame. So with him saying that it came in as a bag of bits, I imagine maybe the engine was in the frame. Reason why I think that is because the exhaust has been painted in that lovely grey finish that the rest of the scooter has, and loads of overspray on the side case. Side case I'm not going to be using. Engine looks pretty original there, I think, with loads of shit all over it. Tyre is a new one, by the way, which is not too bad. It's a hide now. How to hide now. Not going to be using that either, though. No cowl, as you see. Need to remove this. There we go. What else do I need to remove? I think everything's removed that needs removing, apart from the brake cable. I think if I drop that down, maybe the cable will stretch enough for me to be able to get to it with a pair of pliers or something. Or maybe I can get some pliers in here and just cut that thing. It's going to have new cables and outers anyway. These, looks like some cables have been swapped, changed. Maybe. The brake cable, definitely original. I've also taken off, this is completely loose. I really, really hope, that's one of the big issues with these sort of restorations. How can I get into there? I think maybe I could, one of the big issues with one of these restorations is the threads. I really, really hope these threads are semi-okay, so I can save them. This is all over the place. It's going to make a nice video having a look Oh, shit. Yeah, that was fit well, wasn't it? Right, let's drop the oil. Have a look how that looks. I'm not sure if I've shown you this, but I use as a oil pan. I use one of these bottles. They just cut out the top off, and that means that when I'm going to put these going to take them to the disposal, I can simply pour it out into a big bottle by undoing that cork. But one of my big hopes doing these sort of restorations is that someone hasn't messed around too much with the engine. One slight worry here already is, apart from the fact that that exhaust was put on really oddly, is the fact that that exhaust is an old AF Clubman. So someone's done something to this. Let's hope they just threw on a Clubman exhaust in the hope that threads were fine there. Oil is manky, full of oil, full of water. You can see that because the oil is really cloudy. I'll let that drain off there and see if I can loosen the bolts, the engine bolt and the shock. Oh, while tight, it was unscrewable, which is good. Ooh. Oh, fuck, that's a bit of a pain. That's a shame. This could mean it's going to be a bit of a pain to get apart. Oh, engine bolt, nut, one side is off, which is good. It doesn't matter if I can't get off the other side because I can always try and knock that through. I hope I can knock it through. Can also be a pain in the arse. Someone mentioned on the last video that I showed you the parts that go in this engine, hopefully, if I can get it out. That when you change to the larger style silent blocks, you should use the DLGP type cones, and I have used the DLGP type cones. Oil is still running out of there, and it's a lot. I think there's probably about 2 litres of oil in there. I'm not sure what that is. It's green. Let's have a smell. No, it smells like mineral oil, but it's completely green. Oh. Okay, that's that out. This one, gonna use some brute force, I think. Oh, it came off. Oh, thank the Lord, praise the Lord. Oh, it's stiff. One thing I haven't bought for this scooter is a rear shock. It's starting to get very, very expensive, this build. So I'm really going to have to talk to the owner about how much he wants to pay for paint. And another thing that I'm going to ask for probably today on my Facebook page is a picture of a scooter, a Lambretta Series 2, completely dismantled, so that I can take it to the painters and show him how much work it's going to be. I've got a couple of painters lined up. I really, really hope they're not busy, because my experience is that it's the paint that takes the longest time. Another nightmare is this bodywork is not brilliant, so I'm going to have to sort of try and straighten it up as much as I can. Friend Mudguard is knackered. We're going to go through the dry build, but it really does need straightening as much as I can get it straight, at least. before the painter, and bodywork fitting before I take it to the painters, because if you do it the other way around, you're going to be all sorts of trouble when you put it back together. I have taken off the bellow, so the carb is stuck on the engine. Can't be no point taking that out. I'm going to take it out as a full, the engine that is, as a full, these cables completely shagged. I'm going to see if I can knock that the engine bolt through, and it's not completely seized, so that's a bit of a success. Means I'm just going to get a rod and push that further through. If I use a rod, that means that the engine is still sat in place when the bolt comes out, but it seems like it's coming out pretty okay actually. Bit stiff, but doable. I've got all sorts of bars and rods and stuff hanging around in the garage. These are pretty helpful in situations like this. It's smaller diameter than the engine rod, and I don't have to worry about the engine rod because I'm changing that. Anyway, for a wider one. Ooh, it's coming. It's hard work. It could have been worse. Hey. Unfortunately, that hasn't been lubed up, but I was really lucky there. Unfortunately, the engine didn't drop down. Didn't drop down as how I wanted to. I'm just going to put the oil plug back in so I don't get oil everywhere, and see if I can remove this shock. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, that's not bad. I did get it to move. That's the scary bit. If these pins are knackered, then you're going to have to buy. Several different companies make replacements where you cut them off, drill in another bolt, and change these threads. So it's not like a massive issue, but it is a lot more work. Can I get it off the engine? Yes, I can. It does seem to be sliding out quite nicely. It's not been lubed or anything, so it's pure luck, I think. Oh, nice. I think I'm just going to have to prop up the rear end of the scooter with something. What I forgot for propping up scooters? Not much, actually, it seems. Obviously, my jack is under the bloody Triumph. Oh. Oh, it's going off quite a lot easier than I expected. Oh. Oh, come on. Bit at the top, bit at the bottom. Oh. What to do, what to do? Ah. 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 Can I go in from the back side here and knock it off with something? I'll try that. Is that moving? You're supposed to say, it's moving, it's falling off. Oh, you bugger. Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Oh, come on. It's a bit stiff, but it's not damaged. The shock obviously is damaged. It's in better days. Probably the original from the factory. Yes. Yes. Use my knackered. What I think I'm going to do, just to make things easy, I'm going to use my knackered screwdriver to prise open the cable holder there. Hopefully. Ah, nice one. I could pull it out the top hat, still secure. I can cut it off here so I don't have to. I just couldn't figure out how it's screwed in on the back side there. The bolts, the cable obviously over tightened. Yes. So the problem is, I'd like to have cut it here really, but this was like hidden in the engine bit, so I couldn't get to it. So that's dead. That's off. Now it's a case of just putting something under the motor here and releasing this temporary bar I've got in there. See if I can do that. Right, I'm just gonna be naughty and just cut off this fuel hose. Hopefully the fuel tap is turned off. I couldn't figure out how that worked. Right, looks like I have figured out how it works because there's no fuel dripping out of this. There we go. Oh, that was nicely done. And now, if I lift up the scooter, I should be able to put the engine on its side. I forgot to take the choke wire off. Someone's phoning me. Done. So that's the engine out. So that this video doesn't turn into a 6-hour epic, I'm going to make an entirely different video on stripping the engine, which I'm going to do today. One thing I want to do is, because this has been put together by total amateurs, I'd really like to be able to remove that mudguard and see what the state of the Horncast is, because my experience is that the screws snap in those when you try to restore them, and what I can see here, unfortunately, is there's no screws holding the Horncast in place apart from these two here. And while the scooter is up in the air, we'll have a look what the mudguard is sitting with. We've got a screw here. It's just an oh god, it's like a wood screw. So that could mean that the bottom of the leg shield thing there is fucked. There's quite a bit of damage on this bottom corner. Let me take off this rubber. I hope you can see this. I can't be arsed finding my light. I think it's been glued on this. The leg shield trim has been glued on. That's annoying. Or epoxied or something. Hopefully I can take it off. Oh, there we go. It's not too bad. There are some dents in it, but what on earth is holding this mudguard into place, apart from that one screw there. I have to investigate this. I've just removed the screw. This is the offending item, wood screw that was holding the mudguard at the bottom, and I need to remove this monstrosity. Just trying to find a screwdriver that'll fit this. It's coming. Okay, okay. I presume that the Horncast and mudguard now just sitting, I need a screwdriver to prise that off, I think, just sitting on the two Allen bolts, if they're not fucked, hopefully. I'm just going to prise off this badge, not doing too much damage. Alright, so the spring isn't there that they normally sit on. Oh, is that knackered? That we can use. Wait, we can use the badge at least. I'm not sure what's been going on here, but they've actually made slots in this Phillips head screw so that they can use a flat screwdriver. Very odd. Let's see if we can prise it off. I think I'm going to have to buy new rubbers for this because everything is actually glued in place. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Right. What they're doing here? What is this all about? I suppose that's one way of doing it. Reason why I wanted to take off this Horncast is because I wanted to check how the threads are, because they can snap and cause all sorts of problems. My experience on original lambrettas, and this, unfortunately, absolutely no exception. This thread is okay. This thread completely gone, so that's why that's not been used. The two lower threads here look salvageable. And keep your fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that the screws holding the mudguard in place are not wood screws. And they are not, so that's good. So all the threads at the bottom, all the threads I say, this one, let's have a look at that once I've unscrewed these. So this is actually what I was afraid of. Those threads salvageable, that one I think salvageable, this one no idea how I'm going to fix that. Can you please leave a comment down below? Maybe you've got good tips and tricks on how to fix these so I don't have to buy a reproduction. Be nice to use the original one. And this screw at the bottom here, can you see that? Hopefully. They were tempted to drill out this one and made a right pig's ear of it. So the original bolt is still stuck in there. What to do? Can I use some kind of helicoil or something in that? Big question is, how the hell do I get that out when it's so buggered? I fit my BGM dolly on this, which means I can make a bit of room in a garage. Oh, they're really handy. Doesn't feel too sorry for itself there. And I think I'm going to knock this one on the head. Next video, I'll be doing some Triumph stuff. They're just going to come out willy-nilly in the middle of the week and stuff. Nobody watches those. But the engine, definitely next engine strip, definitely next video. Going to tidy up here a bit today and start on that. So that video should come out for members quite early. And yeah, like I said, if you've got some tips on how I can fix that Horncast so I don't have to buy a reproduction, that would be very much appreciated. And I've got the clutch lever stuck in my ass. So I will, as normal, love you and leave you. And I will see you in the next one. If you like this kind of stuff, don't forget, do the old subscribe, give me the thumbs up, and yeah, ta-ra.